Today I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the accessories and stuff that we use and you're going to be called about, and people are going to talk to you and ask you questions about certain things. So at least this way, at least you kind of have a visual of what they're actually describing out on a job site and what might be needed to accomplish some of the installation parts of this job. All of these are accessories that go into attaching this to the floor. So this is your standard piece of Tackstrip. It comes pre-nailed with wood nails. You can buy wood or concrete. So these little nails that are in here are basically this is wood strip, and it's made to go through a plywood subfloor like this, or a set of stairs or something like that that's framed out of wood. These are a few concrete nails. You pass those around, you'll see those. Those are for new concrete. They're a little thicker and a little bigger, and these are for old concrete. New concrete is really soft, so you need a little bit bigger nail to go in and hold. And the old concrete's really hard and crisp, so you have to use a smaller nail. You don't want to drive in too far. All the Tackstrip is nailed with the pins facing the wall or whatever stretch direction you're going to. So the next thing that we see mostly is this pin metal here. This is a partial stick of a piece of pin metal. So this is our standard silver pin metal that we use all across the country. The name pin metal comes from the little pins that actually grip the backing of the carpet. The backing of the carpet goes and sticks on there and gets wedged in, and then it doesn't come loose. Once this is installed, it's nailed to the floor, either using wood screws or the concrete nails. Once it's in, the carpet, it goes like this. It would be going to a vinyl similar to this, or a sheet vinyl. Then your padding stops short of the metal. Then the carpet comes in and tucks in and gets tucked into this groove right here. Once that's done, then they take a rubber mallet and they bend this over and they pinch it down really tight. Guys will try to reuse the old pin metal. So they've already got metal that's nailed there. They pull it out. Instead of putting a new piece in, they'll just bend it and try to use the new one. So what happened is I went ahead and bent that down, and then I took my hammer and I just tried to straighten it up a little bit, just like this, just to try and reuse it. But what you have though is you'll see how it creates little creases. And if you look in the light just right, you'll see that it's actually rippled where I bent it straight. So bending is like a coat hanger or anything else. You try to bend that back straight, it's almost impossible to do. They also make pin metal that comes in a sheet like this, a stick, but it is pre-cut with grooves in it like that so that you can form a curve or a radius. The other thing that we'll see is another product called Z-bar. This is a piece of Z-bar here, really lightweight piece of aluminum here. You can pass that around real quick. Z-bar works in combination with Tackstrip. If you notice, the Tackstrip has a little bit of a groove on the side that's kind of cut inverted. That inversion fits into the edge of the Z-bar. If you give it to me, I'll put it back together. So the Z-bar is actually nailed to the floor like that. So if you were doing a vinyl floor, you would have vinyl on this side. Like this, coming up like that. You would nail that, then your carpet would come over and it would actually bend over the Z-bar and form that curve like that. And then this is tucked under the Z-bar here, and then that's tapped down just like the metal is tapped down. So the reason why our clients use the pin metal is because the Z-bar exposes, you're going to have that look on your edge, and this creates this bump. So a lot of people will wear this out. Another thing we use is every once in a while you'll get into these that have this ridge here. It's called a snap ridge. So all of these have two parts with them. It's a metal that also has a molding that snaps into the middle of it. So it's a transition strip from one height to another. So if we wanted to put this down, we could transition from a ceramic tile on this side to like another tile on that side, like that, and cover it with the T-molding, and it gives you a nice finish. That way you get a little bit of a gap. So the little T that's in the middle, that little joint that sticks down into that trough, you see that? That's universal. Some of these are an inch wide, some of them are 2 inches wide, some of them have more on one side than the other. It's just a variety of different flavors and colors that we pick from. But this metal goes on all of them. So just make sure that the guys always order both for the guys if you have to. The pin metal is specifically for the carpet. So the carpet will come up and stretch there, and then you'll put this molding over the top and put it in. Somebody mentioned that we use a material called Versa Trim. So when we go, Versa Trim is also an edge molding. So it's like this. They make several different profiles. So this is called an end cap or a reducer. And they always come in two parts when they're packaged. This is the part that goes down to the floor and gets screwed to the floor, and then this is the part that snaps into it, like that. Versa Trim is the name and the manufacturer of a company that makes about 15 different styles of moldings. It's not just one particular product. Well, this is a reducer. Let's go to that. That profile there is a straight reducer. So that's going from one height down to a lower height. The nice thing about these, without any kind of metal or trim that goes with it, is that you can pitch these quite significantly. You got to just be careful not to go too far, because then it just becomes a trip hazard in one of our rental properties. This is another T-molding. So the traditional T-molding. Instead of the rubber, it would be to be used between two solid surfaces of the same height, like that. And it would just go in as a transition piece between the two. This is a stair nose. Every once in a while you'll see people will say, oh, I need a stair nose or something. Same as this one. This is a laminated stair nose. This is a solid wood stair nose. This is actually walnut, I think. Yeah, it's walnut. So it goes and it's glued onto the outside of the edge like that. Then whatever is on this is your step, and whatever is on the face of your step is tacked onto the face. These guys carry a ton of tools out on their jobs in their trucks. These are some cutters that we use to cut Tackstrip with. You just pinch them and it just slices it right off. These are my tin snips that you use for cutting any of the metals and stuff like that. Any of the Z-bar, the metals, you can even use these to cut the rubber if you want. This is a traditional subfloor that you're normally going to see. It's just a sheet of plywood, and I've just screwed it to some 2x4s just to make a deck to show you. But we're going to use this deck for a lot of different things. We're going to glue stuff on it, put hardy backer down, use it, tear it out, and then patch it and skim coat it and do all other kind of stuff next time we do this. Hey guys, thanks for listening in. Make sure you subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on social media. Thanks and have a great day.